Hello and a very warm welcome, especially to all the students of Europe Hotel School joining us today. I'm really looking forward to guiding you through a topic that honestly is the heart and soul of any great hotel. We're going to dive into the often unseen work that creates truly unforgettable guest experiences. So, let's begin this journey together. I absolutely love this quote because it just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? Think about it for a second. While departments like housekeeping and maintenance are often working behind the scenes, their work is what a guest actually experiences and remembers. They are, quite literally, the foundation upon which every single memorable stay is built. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with the foundation of excellence, then we'll take a close look at the distinct art of housekeeping and the hard science of maintenance. From there, we'll see how they have to work in synergy, how to elevate the entire experience, and finally, how we measure everything to keep getting better. Ready? Let's dive in. So let's really lock in our core principle here. If you imagine a great hotel experience as this beautiful, magnificent building, well, housekeeping and maintenance, they're not just the paint on the walls. No, they are the actual foundational pillars holding the entire thing up. They're what drive trust, create that deep feeling of satisfaction, and ultimately build the kind of loyalty that keeps guests coming back. And this is where things get really fascinating. This huge gap between perception and reality. A guest sees effortless comfort, seamless perfection, a welcoming space. But behind that curtain, the reality is an incredible amount of meticulous planning, proactive maintenance, and highly coordinated execution. This is the magic created by those unseen architects we're talking about. Okay, let's dig into our first pillar. We're going to explore the true art of housekeeping, where excellence isn't just about cleaning, it's about delivering impeccable consistency with an almost unbelievable eye for detail. And this right here is just so important. I mean, think about it. When a guest checks in and they know, without even a flicker of a doubt, that their room is going to be perfect every single time, that builds an incredible amount of confidence. It totally removes any anxiety they might have about comfort or hygiene and just lets them relax. That kind of reliability is absolutely priceless. This really breaks down what that consistency looks like on the ground. You see, it's so much more than just being clean, right? It's the meticulously folded towels, the uniformly arranged pillows, the flawless decor. Even one crooked picture frame can subtly chip away at that feeling of perfection. It's all of these tangible things, done perfectly every single time, that come together to create that perception of real, undeniable quality. All right, let's pivot to our second pillar, the science of maintenance. Now, if housekeeping is the art of consistency, then you can think of maintenance as the hard science of reliability, making sure the hotel's entire infrastructure is safe, dependable, and just works. So, the real magic word here is proactive. Why? Because reactive maintenance means a guest has already had a bad experience. A flickering light, an AC unit that won't cooperate, those little things can completely shatter a guest's trust. A well-maintained property just screams professionalism and care. It tells guests that their comfort and safety are the absolute top priority. And this is the engine that keeps that reliability going. It's a never-ending cycle, really. You schedule regular inspections, you perform the necessary service, you document everything you find, and here's the most important part, you address potential issues before they ever become a problem for a guest. This proactive mindset is what separates a good hotel from a truly great one. Okay. So we've got our two huge pillars, the art of housekeeping and the science of maintenance. But here's the thing, they can't just operate in their own little worlds. In fact, their real power is only fully unlocked when they work together. Seamless, efficient operations are totally dependent on their synergy. Which brings us to a question that I really want you, as the next generation of hospitality leaders, to be constantly asking yourselves. A room can't be guest-ready if the TV doesn't turn on, no matter how spotless it is. So, how do you build that absolutely critical bridge between the team that makes it clean and the team that makes it work? Well, the answer, more often than not, lies in really clear, collaborative workflows, usually powered by smart tech. This process here is a perfect example. Housekeeping finds an issue, which instantly creates a ticket in a shared system. Maintenance can then jump on it and, crucially, the front desk gets updated immediately. This simple flow stops delays in their tracks and gives your guest-facing staff the accurate, real-time info they need. Okay, so once that strong foundation is in place, built on those two pillars working together, now we can start talking about how to truly elevate the guest experience. This is where we move beyond just being good and start creating those absolutely great, unforgettable stays. So, where do we focus our energy? Well, it really boils down to making smart investments in 4 key areas. You've got to invest in your people through continuous training. Invest in tech to make real personalization possible. Invest in meaningful sustainability practices. And of course, never ever compromise on safety. These are the things that set a world-class property apart from the rest. Let's just zoom in on personalization for a second, because this is where you can take a routine service and turn it into something genuinely special, something memorable. It could be as simple as setting the room temperature based on a guest's last stay, making sure their favorite pillow type is already on the bed, or acknowledging a special occasion. These small, thoughtful gestures, they create a powerful emotional connection that guests won't forget.
And finally, look, none of this matters if you can't keep it up. So our last section is all about what might be the most crucial part of this whole system, creating that constant feedback loop through measurement so you can maintain and constantly raise your standards over time.
This is a mindset you absolutely have to adopt as a leader in this industry. Excellence is not some finish line you cross. It is not a destination. It's a continuous, never-ending process of getting better, day after day. And that process has to be guided by data. As a future leader, using performance metrics to shape your strategy will be one of the most important things you do. And here's what that data actually looks like in practice. We track something called key performance indicators. You'll hear them called KPIs. The best way to think about them is like the vital signs of your hotel. Things like cleanliness scores, room functionality ratings, or how quickly maintenance responds. A manager can look at a chart like this and see in a single glance where the team is knocking it out of the park and where there might be a chance to improve.
So we'll leave it here. Excellence, as we've talked about, is never ever an accident. It is meticulously planned, expertly executed, and constantly refined. In short, it's architected. So the real question, the one I want you to take with you into your careers, is this: how are you going to be that architect?